Welcome back, TRC fans. I have been experimenting some more with the Color Computer 3, and I've developed a quick graphing calculator that I wrote just from BASIC, and it's just partial. It only does linear functions. So basically, for anyone who doesn't know, my last video, the graph of x squared, that is a quadratic. So anytime you have x squared, you're going to get a bell curve. You can have just x squared by itself, like I did in the other video, or you can have x squared plus bx plus c, and the bx is like a slope. I'm not sure what the bx is. The c, it changes the intercept, and it just moves the bell curve around. Then you can add things before x other than 1, and I'm not sure what the graph is of that. But anyway, I moved away from that, and I just did a simple linear function. And so let's look at this real quick. I utilized the 80 width, and I utilized ATTR white on blue and just CLS'd, HCLS'd. I think I HCLS'd it. HCLS is the same for the graphics, and it also, I'm not sure if it works for text. I'd have to check my code. But anyways, ATTR white on blue, and then HCLS, yeah, that was it for graphics, the background blue. And the funny thing is, for ATTR, it has a foreground and a background, and you need to match the background, otherwise you're going to get this bar and all sorts of problems. The other thing with ATTR is that the foreground and background are different color slots than normal. They're all over the place, so you have to check the book, because foreground and background are different slots and they're not the same colors. So I didn't know that before, so I'm going back to that. And then anyways, I did the locate, and I did well, instead of talking about the program, let's run it first, and then I'll talk about it after. Some people don't want to hear about that, they just want to see the program. So I have coordinate 1. I'm going to put 1, 1, and then coordinate 2, it's going to ask for 3 coordinates. I'm just going to put 2, 2, and then 3, 3. So this shouldn't be happening. Let's try this again here. Real quickly before, let's list this, because I didn't test this very much. Those 2 numbers that I got, first it prints the slope, which should be 0, and then the intercept. So if we run this again, it quickly prints the slope and the intercept. But what I'm trying to do here is either 1 and a 0. So a slope of 1 is a 45-degree angle, so that's correct. The intercept doesn't really matter, because at this point, well, it does, but if you look at this, it's only the positive integers, because I just want to do it quick. It's only the positive integers, so this is the quadrant 1, I think, and then it goes counterclockwise, 2, 3, 4, or something like that. I can never remember. But this is just the positive quadrant. That's all I had time for. I can't do a full functioning graphing calculator. That would just take forever. But we have a slope of 1, and what I wanted to start off with is a slope of 0. And then I wanted to show you the different slopes. So, now I need to think here. When x equals, this is now, sorry. Let's just pick a point. When x equals 1, y equals, let's see here. When x equals 1, y equals 1. This is probably going to take me a minute. When x equals 2, y equals 1. When x equals 3, y equals 1. So now we should get, there we go, we get a straight line. There's no slope at all. So that's what I wanted to show you first. This is with no slope. Okay, so if we look back at these coordinates, the slope is 0, which it should be, and the intercept is 1, which still doesn't matter because I didn't program it to do that. I just wanted to show that. So we have a 0 slope. So if x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to infinity, y is going to always equal 1, and we get that straight line. So now if I run this over again, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we run that, now we get our slope of 1. And it's quite dramatic. We go from a flat line to a 45-degree angle. And as you can see, the slope is 1, and the y-intercept is 1. The slope is the top number. So let's list this out. Because if I want to show you a slope of 2, which is going to be between 45 and 90, I need to change line 30 to something lesser than 100, because it's not programmed to allow for space here. Like I did with the x squared thing. This is not accounting for space here. And now I forgot what a slope of 2 looks like, as far as I forgot to write these coordinates down. And my graphing calculator is not working right now. I was using an online graphing calculator, and I can't go to it because I'll lose my feed. Which I don't want to do, because then I get all sorts, if I go to another window, I get all sorts of capture problems. And I'm using my camera microphone right now because I think there's something wrong with my laptop microphone. I went on a trip about 7 months ago, and I had my computer in the car stuffed under a seat, and I think it got damaged. And that's why I've been having audio problems. But I need to get a capture where I can show my picture up in the right hand corner and do this separately. I don't know what free type of software is out there. Right now I'm just using Xbox Capture, and it's terrible. Can't do anything. I can't put my picture up there, and I can't do a lot of things. If anybody knows a good capture for free where you can put your picture in different boxes, let me know. Send me a link or something. Now I can't remember what these coordinates were, where the slope equaled 2. So the only choice I have right now is to try to come up with some coordinates on a piece of paper where the slope equals 2. I don't know how I'm going to do that. The slope is just the change in y over the change in x. And don't ask me how I'm going to do this. So we need 2. God. I'll just put that in there. For y equals, geez, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Yeah, I can't just pull points out of the sky, and I don't have time to figure it out right now. And I don't remember what they were. It was like 2, 4. Actually, I had them at the beginning of this program, and I erased them because I started the program too quickly. Pain in the ass. If I don't get them right, there'll be an error. Oh man, things just. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I need to find x and y where the slope equals 2, and I need so if y equaled 2, wait, so I found one pair, 2, 4. Okay, thought I was right. I don't know. I just guessed that. 2, 4, but I need one more pair, and it has to be larger than 2, 4. I just need to do the same thing again. Anything that 2 divides into evenly, let's say 6. Now I have my second pair, 3, 6. I'm just doing this on paper. I'm just setting one side of the equation equal to 2x, and then I'm finding on the other side anything that divides evenly into 2, and that just gives me the x value, and then I know what y is by the start of the equation, so 3, 6. And then for the final pair, I'm just going to put 0, 0, and coordinate 3 is not even programmed in, and what that does is it checks for a fault in the points, because you have to know these points beforehand, and if you put in a wrong coordinate, it'll check to make sure that the change in y is consistent to equal the right slope and y-intercept. So there's your much steeper angle, and like I said, it's between 45 and 90, whatever's between there. And if I get out a protractor and try to look on there, what's between 45 and 90 exactly, I don't know, it's like, I can't tell by looking at it. It might be 60 something degrees or something, I don't know, 65 degrees, I'm not really sure. But, so, if I break the program, you can see that the slope is now 2. And then if I wanted to do a slope of 3, that would increase the steepness even more. And I guess I could do that since I figured out on paper how to do this. Now I just need to find something that divides into 3 evenly, and then do it again with a larger number. So a multiples of 3, the next one would be 9. So I have 3, 6 is my starting point. And then, wait a minute, not 3, 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2, 6. Gotta be careful here. X, Y. Jesus. I'm just doing quick math here, and it could be... Okay, 3, 9, 2, 6, and 3, 9. Let's try this again. 2, 6, 3, 9, and 0, 0. It gives us a slope of 3. And as you can see, I have an FC error. So we have to edit 31 to make it even. Wait a minute here. We have not 31. We have to edit the 30 to put this down to maybe 60 now, and run this again. 2, 6, 3, 9, 0, 0. So we have our slope of 3, and now it doesn't go out of bounds. So first we were flatlined with a slope of 0, then we got a 45-degree angle, then we got somewhere halfway between. Now we're even closer to 90 degrees, and then a slope of 4 would just make it even more steep until it was a straight line. And X would constantly equal the same number, and Y would go on forever. So I started this either yesterday or the day before, because I'm trying to figure out how this computer works, and it's pretty much the same as the 2 with some small changes to the graphics capabilities and things like that. But I need to go back to finishing Tales of Suburbia, and I have to stop this now and go back to finishing testing that game so I can get it out to people. And then after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm crossed between trying to make a game on the 3, or go back and finish the other ones from the 2, and then start with something on the 3. But I did a color test yesterday or a few days ago, and then I started this. Before I started this, and I think I saved it. This is also saved as far as I know, so if I think I can load the color test that I did, and load it, and there it is. I'm using tape again, which is great. I went back from tape to disk, now back to tape, and no way to list it out other than break it up in chunks and list it out. And no one's getting back to me. I don't know if it's a holiday or what, but so I have green, yellow, blue, red, white, cayenne, magenta, orange. Those are the 8 primary colors that we were using on the 2, and they all show up. And then I get black, which is a 9th color. And then anything after that, you have to change the palettes and switch them around to get another 8 colors, which I'm not even going to bother to do. I'm just going to use these 9 colors here and just call it fine enough, because I don't need all those extra colors, as I was explaining before. Having 9 colors on the screen is a lot better than 4 or 2 or 4, which I was usually using. So 9 I'll be able to make pretty good use of. And as you notice here that we have 320 by 190, whatever it was, which I can never remember. But they're such fine pixels that you could go anywhere with this. This is EGA, like I was saying before, enhanced graphics adapter, and it's usually 16 colors, so that's what this is. I'm not going to mess around with VGA because To produce graphics in VGA, you need to use video equipment, and I don't have any of that. I'm just drawing this stuff on graph paper. If you try to draw on a piece of graph paper that has 600 and something pixels by whatever, and you get like thousands of pixels, we're talking about a pencil tip, like a sharpened pencil tip. There's no way you could graph that and try to locate those points. It'd be a nightmare. It'd be like, where are you going to get graph paper that fine anyway, you know? So this is going to be challenging enough. I mean, I'm looking at this right now, and these pixels are very fine. And there's, I mean, this is going to take some getting used to. Instead of drawing like, what is it called? Instead of using like pixelated images where they're not really pictures, they're just more of like blocky kind of things, you know, that look like something, like pixelated. This is, I'm going to have to, when I do graphics on this, it's going to be more so like a silhouette type graphics, where I'd be drawing the silhouettes and just coloring things in. You're not going to be really messing around with pixels, you know. You still are, but you're not. When I try to avoid that and do things that are a little different, and I'm still developing that, and I haven't gotten that far, but it's, you know, it's just, it's going to be a little different, you know. I don't know. I really don't. But I will see you guys on a future video. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I haven't seen the Cocomation in 2 weeks. Did you guys stop filming that for the holidays? Or did you just stop filming it? I don't know. I can't find it anymore. Did you guys quit or something? I don't know. Maybe it was on yesterday and I missed it, or a couple days ago, but I couldn't find it on the internet. So let me know. I'll see you. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.